All right, hey friends. Let me know if the audio is working. Let me know if it's good. How you guys doing tonight? I got a doozy for you tonight. We're gonna go all over the place. I'm trying to stack necklaces. I'm trying to be cool, you know. I'm trying to be like a cool person when I was like 13, you know, when we were all middle schoolers, and like if you had those black trash rubber bracelets from Hot Topic, you were cool. You were in. Audio's fine. Awesome. I hear rain. Oh, thank you. The fan's on. That would have sucked. That would have been terrible. Thank you for reminding me. I gotta unplug it. Audio's good. Wonderful. All right. No, sorry. Okay, yeah, that was the fan. So yeah, I know people are gonna give me shit. They've already started giving me shit over the like, you were not a fan of King Cobra until his demise, and it's like, well, I would have been though. Well, here's the thing. I did know him. To me, he was kind of like Eggy's weird cousin, like because Eggy would always just be playing these clips of King Cobra on his stream, and I just got used to seeing them, and he never really vibed with me. I don't know. I don't remember like seeing a ton of it. But like I think the very first video I saw was something like super gross, like super gross out. So I was like, I'm gonna like I just didn't, you know, I'm a busy girl, like I got a lot to do. So I didn't look into his videos, and yeah, I mean, realistically, it's not like I would have never watched his videos. I hate the idea that like you have to kill yourself to get famous. That's so fake and gay. Are you wearing a Maltese cross? I would love to know what this thing is. I've had this thing for years, and I was like, it looks gothy, so I'm gonna. This is my goth tribute to King Cobra, pretty much. I just kind of. He's a '90s kid, man, and I love that he had that enthusiasm, that like '90s kid goth enthusiasm for everything that he loved, like Ozzy and food. You know, it was like he was so just grateful for so many of his videos. Yeah, I don't know. We'll get into King Cobra. I have like a lot planned. So, but yeah, how are people feeling? Shouldn't be 45 minutes late. It should only be like 15 minutes. I'm a gothic bad boy. So what? Yeah, I mean the goth aesthetic, man. That was really imprinted on the generation. You know, like it's such a funny thing too, because white girls just do not look good in black. It's really not our color. In order to pull it off, like, you know, I look like okay, but like, in order to really pull off goth, you basically have to have like tons of eye makeup. You have to have everything's got to be like on point, and then even then, like, you just got to be careful. You got to be careful with goth because it's not really a flattering look. I think that's part of the psyop of goth is that it really didn't look good on white girls. Gave up on your empty weak boy police will see it. He got ran train on by a group of horses. I don't know what the hell that means. Cradle of Filth. Okay, yeah, Cradle of Filth. Was that like 90s? Was that like early 2000s Cradle of Filth? I don't know. I was never really a black metal person or like any kind of like, I never really listened to Ozzy or Black Sabbath, but they were taken for granted, right? Like you just assumed that there would be Ozzy, you know, when you're in my age group, because Ozzy was like, I feel like that was more like Gen X mostly, and like before that, in my group it was just like, of course there is Ozzy, you know. Of course there is the Red Hot Chili Peppers. There were a lot of these bands that like you didn't even notice them because they were so part of the established like music structure. So yeah, it's kind of like that with me and Black Sabbath, where I just never noticed them. I didn't know that many people who were like into them. So yeah, I don't know, man. I saw an Asian girl on the train today with like a geisha goth look going on. It was working for her. Well, yeah, well the geisha face. I mean, they paint their faces white. Like that's not like even a natural look for. It's not a natural look for even Asians, you know. Black girls can pull off black much easier than white girls can, or I would suspect Asians. Got a picture. You paint my walls in blood. People are being very intense in here. Mexicans have co-opted the goth scene. Yeah, Mexicans, I mean, yeah, that's so weird. So there's like, it's just very odd to me that there's this Mexican goth now. That's kind of what the Wednesday Addams show is about, right? It's like about marketing goth to Mexicans, I think. Because like the little Wednesday girl, I'm pretty sure she's like, I can't watch it. I really don't like shows with kids that young. Like I can't do it. Checking out the Annunciation shooting, ritual murder. We're not going to talk too much about current events. Beyond, I mean, be very wary of people making emotional appeals to you, right? That's a safe thing to say. People can use your emotions to manipulate you very easily. Just keep that in mind. Obama is goth. That's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, all right. What should we get into? It was kind of funny. So last Friday, that was actually the news that the day that King Cobra's death, like, people found out about it. I heard it very early in the morning, and I was like, that can't be real. Like, I assumed that it was fake. And then I recorded like a short about these fucking people who are who are giving me shit because I'm trying to raise money for Adobe Premiere Pro so I can make videos with it. But it's like, the reason that's something that I directly use in my videos, right? Like, if it was something that, like, would you rather me just say, like, pay my car insurance bill? Is that cooler with you? Are you going to then, like, bitch at me that I have car insurance and I'm not, like, part of some kind of church plan? Like, where does it end? You know, I was trying to get people to support my stream by giving them, like, a concrete goal, and people got way too autistic about it. Okay, maybe autism does exist. Maybe it is real. Touch of the tism, have we? A touch of the tism. All right. COF started off black metal in Cradle of Filth in 1991. Black metal, goth by the time I came of age. Okay, it had an effect on me too, but it was more of a black metal guy in those days. Well, black metal and goth, it seems like you're saying that those are two radically different things. They're not that different. Like, there's a lot of overlap there. Yeah, 90s kids, right? Is Charles Carroll a prophet? I'm gonna say no, but, you know, prove me wrong. He could be. Where does James Stephen Donaldson? I don't know what any of this is. Okay, you guys are just being. We're going to Top Chat because people are being silly, and I don't have no mods. Yeah, if you want to be a mod, get at me. Tell me, like, I'll be your mod, SpiceBear. You know, I can select good mods. I can pay good mods, probably. Why not? Seems like a good idea, doesn't it? But yeah, so, man, I do kind of miss New England sometimes. It's something about the North. You know, I've wondered if, like, remember when The Simpsons did, like, the whole Aurora Borealis thing? Of course you do. The meme is everywhere. Aurora Borealis in your kitchen this time of year at this latitude. Like, yes, Aurora Borealis. They were kind of encoding the North in a way. You know that? Like, there's something northern about The Simpsons. Man, see, this is why you notice. But I feel about New England the way Harry Potter feels about, like, Hogwarts. Like, I'm real gay for it. It's like, I don't even know what it is. It's because it's so, like, you walk around there and you see people who look like you. It's kind of amazing. It's kind of cool. Just saying. It's something I could get used to. People are really concerned with what this is. I don't know. I literally don't know what this is. This was purchased from me or for me from a Hot Topic probably in, like, 2005 maybe, like somewhere around there. I've never worn it. This is the first time I've worn it. Hopefully it means something cool. Get at me. Because I'm real into the symbolism of these things. Must have the trees that leaves turn colors. I want to be mod to your YouTube channel. You have to, okay, TheSpiceBear@gmail.com. Shoot me a message if you want to be a mod. And if I kind of know you and I got a good vibe from you, we can see what we can do. All right. What else do I have for you? Let's get into Xena. Not gonna lie, Xena is cozy AF. It is a very cozy show. Just look at this fucking... Do I have pictures? I don't know why, but my OBS is doing something where it doesn't allow me to, like, preload pictures. I have no idea. Oh, wait. I think I have a... Oh, there we go. There's Xena. Okay. That was stupid that time. That was me. That was all me. I'm a woman, okay? We're about to talk about how limited we are in many ways. Xena, warrior, princess. Because you can't just pick one, right? Like, she has to be the warrior and the princess, the ballerina and the cowgirl, you know? It's like, that's so... The promise of feminism, right, is kind of wrapped up in this title. And that's something that I noticed about Xena, warrior, princess, where it's like, you can be both. You can have it all. That's the kind of thing. And that power of the word princess over the minds of children specifically. Did I freeze? My video just froze. I'm hoping I didn't freeze. I'm just going to roll with it just in case I'm still on. Yeah, so we are still enduring the cultural fallout of Xena. I don't know if you guys are aware of that, but... Is my video still on? I'm, like, concerned. Oh, yeah, that's so true. Live chat. It froze? Okay, hold on one sec. I'm going to have to reload my camera. That's all. Can you guys hear me? I'm just totally curious if you can hear me. Should we do some ASMR video capture device? Yeah, that was my fault. I should have not done it that way. It's okay. There's a lot to learn here, man. All right. Let me know if you can see me, because I can see me. I gotta shimmy this down again, though. Okay, hopefully this works. This is gonna come up, and this is gonna come up. Are we back? Sweet. Okay, cool. Thank you, JC. I appreciate that. You would make a good mod because you pay attention. You are capable of paying attention. Yeah, she's got to be fucking both. She's got to be the warrior and the princess, right? That's how they sold it. And it's like, that's a very Mars-Venus kind of thing. I'm just kind of noticing that right now. It's also interesting to me that there's two major 90s shows that have the X in them, X-Files and Xena, right? I feel like the letter X, when it's used, it's a very magical letter in its appearance. The shape of the X shows up in a lot of sigils, like magical sigils. Rip King Cobra. That's the spirit. Thank you. All right. But the letter X, it shows up in a lot of sigils. I've heard people say that it basically means the present moment, because you basically have the past meeting the future, and the center point, that X, is the present moment in a time sense. And then you have other people interpreting it in terms of the cross, like the X marks the spot. It's even on the cross, like the crucifix. There's a lot of different things with the letter X. Okay, I think you guys believe me. I could go on and on. But yeah, this show did a lot of psychic imprinting on people. It's social programming central. It really is. That being said, cozy AF, my dog loves Xena. It's very chill. He's deaf, blind, and dumb, but he has good taste in background noise. You know what I'm saying? I'm someone who never watches shows, really. Rarely do I sit down and watch a show, partly because I have trouble sitting down, but it's just a very watchable show a lot of the time. The skirt design is very impressive to me, that they can have like a skirt that so seamlessly shows her underskirt. That's kind of good fashion engineering. Like, Hollywood does know what it's doing, There's like little things like that you gotta appreciate in the craft, where there's so much programming in this show. I was talking to a friend of mine who's like he does fantasy writing. He's a successful fantasy writer, a really good one. And he was saying that Xena had like a huge impact on him in a sense, just in the sense that it was on all the time, And a lot of tropes, a lot of fantasy writing tropes come from Xena. There's things in it that I've recognized. It actually introduced neo-pagan language into modern America in a big way, where there's an episode where she explicitly lights candles for the Maiden, Mother, and Crone. I was surprised to see that. They have instead of a Christmas episode, they have a solstice episode. They're not anti-Christian either, which is cool. But what's the other thing? Oh, thank the gods. If you've ever heard anybody say thank the gods, and you're like they say it so seamlessly that you know they must have heard it from somewhere. They probably heard it in Xena, and possibly from Hercules, which it was a spin-off of. So it had a really big influence on people in the 90s. When I first put it on, Uncle Pat came downstairs and he was like, "Aren't Xena and Gabrielle lesbos?" And I was like, I don't know any of their names. Like, I don't know. But yeah, the answer is yes. It's like explicit lesbian programming, which is one of the things I really don't like about it, is that there is like a lot of weird, like kind of sexual stuff that is just very uncomfortable for me. But like, man, it's crazy that compared to modern television, this show looks wholesome. It really does. Where everything now is like a rape fest or a gore fest or like a psychological domination rape fest, like Xena, compared to all that, seems pretty pure. What thoughts are people having? All right. Unreal cope. I don't know what you're coping. Who's coping? More people think Jesus is a Sith because he comes back from the dead. That's dope. If he's 30, never had a job, can't spell, and is violent, I don't want to know. I don't know to what you are referring. There we go. This is kind of unnatural, but it's going to have to do. I don't appreciate you trying to say Astro Project, you're low IQ, and in my brain. Oh, you're talking to each other. That's great. You're insulting each other. That's wonderful. That's exactly the kind of community that would... Same with you, Revel. Some people think Jesus... Yeah, we did that. Okay. Not seeing too much coherence in the chat right now. So we're going to go ahead back to Xena. So they were planning a reboot for the show, and basically they were like, we don't know if modern kids actually know who Xena is. Which makes sense. So basically they're playing the crap out of it. It's free on Roku channel. If you do like nice 90s background noise, it's kind of got like a chill, like, I don't know. It's just, you know it when you see it, right? It's cozy AF. It's, I don't want to call it Kino, because Kino means like a specific thing. Yeah, okay. So I bet this shit worked so well on a 90s audience. The thing that she's holding, they call it like a chakram, right? So that's very close to chakra. They're like, they really are introducing like new age words into language. This aired, it was a syndicated show, so it wasn't ABC or NBC. It was like, I think like UPN picked it up some places, WB picked it up some places. Some of those like, more offbeat channels picked it up, and what they would do is play one new episode a week, and then just tons of commercials about the new episode that you would see every freaking day, multiple times a day, and pretty much every commercial break you would see an advertisement for the show, and then they would rerun it every single day. And it's like, yeah, that's like that power of repetition, right? This strikes me as something that would have been big in New England and in like parts of the Midwest, like a lot of the places where Christianity is falling apart, and like that's where Xena swooped in, I feel like. And it did have a really big impact. And, because I did wonder, like, I never knew about this show, really. I saw commercials here and there, and I was like, she has armor on her boobs. Like, why? Her chest is exposed. The design is bad design. Like, I would see it constantly sometimes, and it would just be like, what is this show? But I don't know. She dresses like a fucking whore. If there's one thing that Xena taught little girls, it's that dressing like a whore is empowerment, right? That's how you get power, is by dressing like a slut. And that is like in this show, though, and that's not a good thing. That is what they were teaching little girls in the 90s, and like, yes, obviously this was not marketed towards little girls. I would say that it was probably Gen X watching this, and older millennials who were like a little too young for it. That's what I would think. I would think that it was older millennials who were a little too young for it, and Gen Xers. And then maybe, the baby boomers here and there who really like Star Trek and shit like that. But like the boomers, I feel like this is post-boomer fantasy in a sense. It's more like Gen X fantasy. I could be wrong. I would really love to know what people think about the progression of fantasy over the years. That's really fascinating to me. So yeah, not only did you have like the whole girls kick butt stuff, like the Spice Girls, right around this time. Xena, I believe it began airing in like 96 and went till 2001, 95, 2001, something like that. Xena is not a comic book character. I thought she was a comic book character first. No, she's not. Like Sam Raimi and some other guy invented her, which Sam Raimi, I know that people, I've heard people talk about Sam Raimi on the alt webs. So Wonder Woman, but I don't really know anything about him. I don't want to say anything here or there. I did wonder if she was lesbian later. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Is she the precursor to Wonder Woman? Wonder Woman to me is like a show that aired in like the 60s and 70s, not like a show. Xena aired in the 90s. So yeah, Wonder Woman to me is like a different era. She came before Xena, but you may know some other Wonder Woman show that I don't know about at all. That's so interesting that you didn't know that she was lesbian at the time, Bob John, because I feel like a lot of people would say that though, because now it's so obvious, it's so obvious. But I guess it also depends on what episodes you see. Because some episodes, they're really tame about it, and other episodes, they're really kind of gross about it, and it just depends on what you see. Was it a kid's show? No, not really. They were hour-long episodes. They were for people who wanted to watch them. I mean, obviously, kids would see it and be like, whoa, because it's a very, there's like chase scenes on horseback and chariots and all that stuff. Like, it was like a big budget show. I think Sci-Fi picked it up later on too, the Sci-Fi network. I really don't watch TV now. I don't have any room for it because I have too much nostalgia over 90s TV, where it's like, to me, that's just like, I don't want to be engrossed in something that's like super psychological and rapey. I feel like that's a lot of long-form television. It's just like psychological rape porn, and I'm not into it. So I don't really engage with TV anymore. That's just me. Unless it's like old stuff or just like, cozy. I want to be cozy. Have some cozy background sound. Snoo feminism. Yeah, there's so much feminism in this show. And then you had, there was like a perfect storm of shit. You had Spice Girls doing the feminist shit. You also had like shows like Beetlejuice, where they were very like kind of... Beetlejuice came out when it did for a reason. What was that, 80s? Was that 70s? I always think it's late 80s, but I don't know. So yeah, you kind of like, if you're hip to the game at all, you will know that Xena is pretty woke by the time you finish. Or by the time you get through maybe 3 episodes, when you get to her black boyfriend, you'll know for sure. And this is the 90s. They were doing this shit in the 90s. Can you believe that? Like, they play the long game. The social engineers really do play the long game some of these times. We're like, I hear you about TV. Nice. They plant seeds very early. And they think like, okay, this is gonna come around eventually. We're gonna reap what we sow. It's just gonna be like 10 years down the line. 20 years down the line. This is like a terrible picture, but this is like the 90s fantasy aesthetic. Like every scene kind of looks like this, where you just have some like glowy candles, maybe like a reflective surface, some like strangely lit curtains, kind of like this vibe that I've got going on right now. Like this 90s vibe that I've got. I find that one of the funniest parts of Xena for me, there's like a lot of it's very lulzy and stupid, kind of like on purpose. But I really love the intro where she's like, they're like, in a land of turmoil that cried out for a hero. And then they show her just lacing up her leather streetwalker outfit. It's like, this is like such a trope now where it's like, they cried out for a hero. And then it's like a bunny, you know, like a cartoon bunny putting on his makeup or whatever. Like it's some like ridiculous thing. And now it's just like, this is what feminism did. This is what feminism did. Like, that's how they taught little girls empowerment in the 90s. And then they have this guy, and it's like, whoa. People in the 90s were just like, can you believe the big blue man? Poseidon, like, there's just some dumb shit in the show. My uncle thought that looked good. I didn't think it looked that good. I thought it looked very 90s-ish. Put down the wormwood. God, people are getting very strange. I remember the Beetlejuice cartoon in the late 90s. It may or may not have been a vaccine fever dream. Yeah, the Beetlejuice cartoon. Yeah, they did a whole bunch of weird shit. Xena, no, I will never... I have a video coming out on like Saturday. And I promised to never dress that Wiccan again. It just kind of happened. I was like playing around with like my necklaces. Because I have like necklaces and they're all very cheap. So they don't look very good on their own. But I'm like, if I combine them in the right way. Okay. I'm getting way too distracted by the chat. I'm getting way too distracted. It's just the energy is like all over the place tonight. Maybe that's that Moon and Scorpio shit, you know? Maybe that's what that's about. This was Xena's girlfriend, right? Her name's Gabrielle. That's interesting because Gabriel is often said to be the angel of the moon. She wears blue a lot. She looks very innocent. She looks very lunar in a sense. She talks a lot, right? She's got like a lot of like lunar qualities in that sense. So it's interesting to me that like the whole Xena and Gabrielle thing, it's kind of like the stranger and the moon, because Xena is like xenophobe. Like it means alien, basically, like a stranger, an alien. So you have the stranger and the moon, and I think everybody knows by now if you watch my channel, the women really respond to the moon. The moon has power over women. People know that, right? Just intrinsically, you know that. It's part of, it's just a common understanding that that's true. And then you have the maiden, the mother, and the crone, and all this neo-pagan stuff that made that connection a little bit more concrete. Schizo chatter is really bringing that energy. Thank you, Gringle. That's funny. And in the intro, it's like there's a flash of her skirt, a flash of her boobs, a flash of her thighs. It's like boom, boom, boom. It's like they're telling you what you're getting from the show right away. So many fucking gross coomers fapping to Xena in the 90s. I don't want to think about it. I know there was a Simpsons episode with her and Comic Book Guy, which is funny to me. But I don't remember what it is. They made some dumb joke. I think that's really all I knew of Xena in the 90s was like, oh yeah, she was on The Simpsons at one time. There is a certain charm to Xena, to the writing of the show, where it's like, there's an innocence to it that's missing from today's TV shows, I feel like. Where it kind of looks like the cast of the show, it looks like they went into like the faculty room of like a New England high school, just like a teacher's lounge. And they were just like, who wants to be in the pictures? You know, it's like, so you have all these different like narcissists from education, you know, like starring as your extras. It's kind of, it's funny in that way where it's like, there's a charm to that, like, just the raw stupidity of it, you know, like who wants to be in a fucking movie? I love that shit. To me, that's way better than what they have now, where it's like, who can be the most disgusting, right? I'll be honest, I don't think I ever heard of Xena before, but I'm a Zoomer. That's interesting. You're a Zoomer. You need to let this this image sink into your subconscious a little bit more. So this, I love how 90s this is with the lightning. And her little chakram thing, like, that's also reminiscent of the moon, where you have this, the circle is like the most primitive yoni, essentially. So she has like this yoni, this like lunar symbol in her hand, right? That's her empowerment. She's powered through the moon. There's, you know, it's clever in that way. I don't think they knew what they were doing. I think that it was just accidental, most likely. But, and of course, they give Gabrielle a dyke cut in like the last 3 seasons. Of course they do, right? She looks good. She actually, like, the way they have her hair, like, she looks very cute. She looks very feminine. But yeah, it's one of those things, man. Yeah, let's get back to just this good old, it's just so lulzy to me. I do love this, like, this aesthetic. It's so 90s, like, fantasy LARP. Based loosely off the Amazon women of Greek legends. Yeah, she's like Greek, basically. It does look like an album cover. It does, yeah. Yeah, totally. The butch and the femme. Yeah, it's very bizarre. Xena's not at all a realistic character. When you watch it, you'll be like, this show would be better if it was about, like, a man. You will think that from here and there. Because it's just like, this isn't what... Here's the thing. If Xena existed in real life, she would be like she would be like dog ugly. She'd be like, or she'd be like a butch lesbian, you know? Like, you would barely recognize her as a woman if she was a real woman. Just saying. It's funny how there are so many tropes that come out of this show though. Like, the lesbian with the sword is always right. Okay, like the basic. That, you see that all the time. And as always, this social programming actually contains a prophecy. Where it's like, Xena's done horrible things in her past. She got that high body count, you know what I'm saying? She's forced to wander, you know, kind of like modern women. So there's a prophecy in Xena, and it's not so flattering. It's not such a fun time. But, you know, the writing's not terrible. It's got some interesting stuff going on. It's comically dumb. In the first episode, she's like fighting her black boyfriend while standing on people's heads. And she's standing up on a platform so you can see her upskirt, of course. The show Xena is all about the upskirt. That's why it's really not good for kids, because there's too much upskirting. Yeah, she rescues Gabrielle, so she rescues the moon. She's betrothed. The moon has been betrothed to a man with a dumb name. You know, she doesn't love him. She's too stupid, or he's too stupid. There's like a literal circumcision scene in the first episode. Like, well, not literal, but a literal symbolic circumcision scene in the first episode, where it's like, okay, I get the symbolism that you're going for. You are going for the feminist thing. You are going for all this trash, right? There's like so much trash in it. Born to scissor, forced to wander. Demon Hunter Bear, that's hilarious. That's one of the funniest things. I'm getting hoarse way too quickly. Way too quickly. Okay. Total 90s album cover. Yeah, it really is. What's her body count? Yeah, it's a very weird kind of show in that way, where there are some things in it that you're like, okay, this is, realistically, this is being written probably by a pretty narcissistic person who engages with people, who connects with people through sex, right? That used to be more of the domain of a more narcissistic person than it is today. Today it's been so normalized that a lot of women just feel like they have to do it. Back then it was something that was still kept in the shadows. It was something for people who were a little more, who were familiar with their own dark side, put it that way. And yeah, it's not like that now. SpiceBear, do you practice? I don't know how one practices gematria. That sounds really, I don't get it. There's some gematria in my life that I've seen that has blown my mind. That has completely blown my mind. This is, I wish this was like not such a cozy setup. It's really hard to set up my camera. So people who want to support the stream, buymeacoffee.com/SpiceBear. For $50, I'll do a birth chart analysis for you, where I send you like a 10-minute video, sometimes more, sometimes it might be a little less, about your birth chart, about what I notice in your birth chart. I do birth charts differently than other people. There's a video that I'm releasing on Saturday that'll talk about this a little bit more. But yeah, if you want to support the stream, any bit helps. I mean, there's plenty of shit that I gotta pay for to make this stream better. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm in the corner of a room right now, like, because I just don't have the equipment to set up a better setup. So if you do want to support, it doesn't have to be Adobe. I mean, Adobe's not even that expensive, okay? It's not even that much money. But yeah, if you want to support the stream, it goes toward the channel. It goes towards making the channel better. Because I know it can be better. I know it can be a lot better. Xena's body count doesn't matter. What matters is she's ready to settle down now at 35. Born to scissor, forced to wander is so fucking funny. Holy shit, that's funny. Alright. Drinking some astringent. That might be a bad call. I'm not sure. We're going to lower the volume just a little bit. I don't get astrology, but I get gematria. I don't really get gematria, but I get astrology. A lot of gematria, to me, it's very, like, reaching in a way. Alright. So, I have so much shit to get into. I have the whole Leo symbolism thing. So, basically, there's a lot of, you'll see symbolism in your life if you look for it. I'm about to feel a lot like, about like Charlie Day, okay? I've got baskets full of Pepe, okay? I've got baskets full of Pepe. We're getting into some schizo territory here, okay? Baskets full of Pepe. Pepe Sylvia. That's the name of the game. Okay, so this all starts, I think, with the Queen of Wands. So, late Cancer season, so before the sun goes into Leo. I do a couple tarot readings for myself. I get the Queen of Wands multiple times. Okay. I then get a tarot reading with, it's actually Kat Ironwood from Lucky Mojo. She's great. You can learn so much from Lucky Mojo. Like, I love Lucky Mojo. But she does a reading for me, and Queen of Wands comes up. And I'm like, huh, that's kind of interesting. So, the day after I have that reading with Kat, I go into the diner in Pennsville, New Jersey, and I meet this lady who just notices I have like a Ren Fair shirt on, and she was like, oh, you do like Ren Fairs? Like, she was real excited to be talking to somebody about Renaissance fairs, and I was like, oh, a little bit. And she's like, I sell wands and scepters. And I was like, no way. She's like, yeah. Yes way. Here's my information. Contact me in Virgo season. It's not the way she said it, but that's basically what she said. And, yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting, because I was getting this Queen of Wands card, and then the Queen of Wands, I met her, you know? And that's not really the type of place that you meet people like that. So it really was like a really cool, just synchronicity. Okay. And this really is like an interesting card. Queen of Wands corresponds to fire, Leo, and Lions. She's sitting on a throne of lions. You have these bright solar colors in the card. She has this black cat, kind of suggestive of magic. The wand, you know, people interpret wands differently. It could be like candles. Some people say it's candles. Some people say it's literally wands. It always has a connection to fire, and that's the domain of the sun, right? It has this kind of solar thing to it. She's got sunflowers. So, in the meantime, this is where it gets really fucking weird, all right? This is where we start getting into some schizo territory. I started seeing stuff just in my normal life that struck me as kind of odd. So this is a hairband, okay? This is like one of these, just a hairband. And I think if you do, there's something you can do to make them do that. I don't know. Typically, I get more of like a spirally shape. I don't normally get a shape like that. It kind of looks like a dick, I'm not going to lie. To be honest, a wand could be a dick. It's not that different. But something about this shape, when I saw it, I was like, this is weird. Like, this is a sign of some sort. I don't know why I thought that, but it struck me as significant in a way that I cannot quite explain. All right, so a couple days after that, I'm doing a reading for myself, and I get the Strength card. Okay, and I have no idea what it means. I don't really know that much about tarot. I don't even call it tarot, I call it tarot. And I go outside, and I see a cat named Leo, a ginger cat named Leo, who's an outdoor cat, and he's eating a snake. And I'm like, that also seems weirdly symbolic. I'm like, that also, I don't know what's going on at this point, but I'm like, this is fucking weird. Like, there's something about this hairband, there's something about this cat eating this snake that is just standing out to me. It just seems like it's coming right from the great chain of being at me. And so it was actually the day before my birthday that I pulled the Strength card. And I'm like, I'm really, I have the idea of Leo in my head, and I'm thinking, like, does this all connect to Leo in some way? I don't really understand it. Leo the sign, not Leo the cat. But so the day of my birthday, I discovered Symbolic Studies, who I talk about a lot. He was on Jord's channel. And actually, if you watch the Jord Symbolic Studies interview, I pop in at the end of it. That's a great interview. You should listen to it. It's wonderful. A lot of the stuff I talk about on this stream will come from Symbolic Studies, undoubtedly. Like a lot of this stuff now. So I see a Symbolic Studies. Some of the first videos I see are him talking about how the Strength Tarot card relates to Leo and Virgo. And it depicts the lion, and you have like the woman, the virginal woman, right? All dressed in white. You know, that could be a Jupiter thing, that could be a Christ thing, could be Mary, the virgin. It can be the sign Virgo, right? So you have Mother Mary, really, and Virgo are like kind of the two big things that come out of this card, and they seem to be closing the jaws of the lion, right? They are restricting the lion in some way, controlling Leo the lion. And that's a really interesting interpretation of this card, and now I see it. Ben just posted about this, just posted this card on Twitter, Ben Palaskis, and I'm like, what the? But, so, basically, one thing I will say here, there's a unique thing with Virgo this year, actually, where, so I'm going to be talking about this in my upcoming video, the one that's coming out this weekend, but basically, it goes Leo, then Virgo, okay, in the wheel of the year. So Virgo kind of takes over from the fires of Leo, and there's basically this idea that, like, so we have a new moon in Leo, right? When the moon is born on Leo, when there's a new moon in Leo, that is Leo's moon, in a sense, okay? That moon belongs to Leo in a way. And now what we have is 2 consecutive new moons in Virgo in a row this year, which is very rare. It's not super rare. It happens every like 2 or 3 years. And actually in 2019, there were 2 new moons in Capricorn, which is interesting for reasons I'm not going to get into now. But we do have this huge Virgo energy this year, where it's like 2 consecutive new moons in Virgo. That's very odd. And there will be a Scorpio new moon in 2026. Or not Scorpio, but it kind of, everything gets bumped up. Like nothing gets skipped is what I'm trying to say. None of the moons get skipped this year, at least not in the very near future. But we do have all that Virgo energy. So, okay. I'm like, this is all so fucking weird. And then I also see he has a video where he explains that this is an old glyph for Leo. And I'm immediately thinking, obviously, I'm like, that is this. That is the hairband. I was like, this, it's very similar in many ways. So, and again, you have fire, you have wands, you have the dick, right, the phallus. Like, these are symbolically kind of connected in a way. So I'm just like, all right, old Leo glyph. made a lot of sense to me. And this is also like, it's very similar to the North Node symbol in astrology. You have the North Node and the South Node, and they are 180 degrees away from each other. They kind of symbolize, they're actually called the head of the dragon and the tail of the dragon. And a dragon is very similar to a serpent. So, all right, so I'm actually going to show you, this is another thing that I'm stealing from Symbolic Studies. He points this out. This is a cobra that has this symbol on it. Okay, that's kind of interesting. This is a stream about King Cobra, right? This is more of like the South Node. And then, so this symbol is just, it connects to serpents. It connects to Leo. And serpents and Leos, serpents and lions, it turns out, are also kind of symbolically connected. And you can see that with, you know, lab alchemy. My friend was telling me there's stuff about the dragon and the lion, the serpent and the lion in lab alchemy. You have Gryffindor and Slytherin, right? I've got my Cobra mug here. Gryffindor and Slytherin, that's the lion and the serpent, you know, these are like archetypes. So they seem to be related, almost like there's a yin and yang thing kind of going on there. But okay, yes, this will all tie into King Cobra, by the way. We're just not quite there yet. So, the other thing that occurs to me, this is just, it's just a web of realizations. This hairband symbol, which looks a lot like this symbol for Leo, is also quite similar to the shape of a lyre. And right now, if you go outside and you are anywhere near me, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, if you're in Northeast America, you will see the Lyre constellation like directly overhead. You will see Vega, one of the brightest stars probably the brightest star in the Lyre. And remember this Lyre for when we get to King Cobra. Okay, for now it's enough to know that the constellation Lyra, which is the shape of a lyre, is directly overhead in the summertime. So in the season of Leo, when the sun is in Leo, if you're anywhere near where I live, you will look up and you will see Lyra. So there's a natural connection there between the lyre and Leo, because you do see it at night during the season of Leo. And I think that's something that gets ignored in astrology a lot, is that like, what are the signs that you actually see at night? You know what I mean? During a given season. And I think that that's part of why the polarities are such a big deal, because if you're with one in the summer, you'll be with the other in the winter. Okay. A harp. Yes, very similar to a harp. Multi-headed snake cobra. I keep seeing dead iguanas. Is that symbolic of anything? Depends on where you're from. You're from somewhere that has a lot of dead iguanas? Yeah, I mean, it's all kind of tied together in ways. There's a schedule and you're on it, bud. I don't know what that means. Wow, that's exactly like your hairband. Okay, someone's believing me. Because it is very strange. But that's how mundane I really think this stuff is. I really do think that it's something that trickles down through the worlds, through the realms. All right. So we're going to keep going because we're not done yet. By the way, a magical lyre is actually the MacGuffin of more than one Xena episode. There's multiple Xena episodes that mention, or not even that mention, but that center around some magical lyre. And there's even one episode that I noticed it in, and I was thinking of this connection between Leo and the lyre. And in the episode, somebody calls someone like lion-hearted in a sarcastic way, and I'm like, okay, they seem to be related. Well, we're gonna keep going here. Okay, so so the entire time that this is all going on, I have a dog. It's my parents' dog, technically, called Reggie. This is Reggie. This is his weird little Shih Tzu face. He's got like a wide skull, because Shih Tzus are like ancient Chinese dog. They have very wide skulls. They're very intelligent and very opinionated. They are like, you need to treat a Shih Tzu like fucking royalty, right? They're royal Chinese. He's my little Chinaman, but, you know, he demands, like, he's very demanding character. And it occurs to me, okay, so Reggie is a Shih Tzu. He's a lion dog. It actually is a lion dog. And it's because they look like the Chinese lion dogs. And they have, like, these little mustachy things. They're, like, kind of wrinkled, and, like, their foreheads are kind of wrinkled, and, like, you've seen these before. If you've been anywhere near a Chinatown, you've probably seen some, like, Chinese lion dogs at some point in your life. There's also, so his name is Reginald, and there's a star called Regulus, which is very similar. And it's the lion star. It's the heart of the lion, literally. And, of course, Leo rules the heart, so I have Reggie, and I have Regulus. Regulus is a fucking champ. He is the Star of the North, Watcher of the North in the Persian royal stars. Good star. The Chinese really like Regulus too, which makes sense. It's just, okay, are you guys seeing like all this fucking weird shit where it's like, he's a lion dog named Reginald. That sounds a lot like Regulus. It has regal, right? Like Regina of royalty. But it ties, it so seamlessly ties to this lion thing, which ties to Leo, which ties to snakes, which ties to cobras, which ties to King Cobra. Okay. I haven't started my King Cobra tribute yet, just so you know, we're not there yet. How's my battery doing? 55 minutes. Uh-oh. That's how they get you. Dogs have been bred to want to be near humans. Okay. Alright, so we're not quite done there yet. Alright, yeah, so speaking of Reggie, the reason I bring this up is because Thursday, August 21st, that was the last full day of Leo, okay? The sun being in the sign Leo in the sky. That was the day that King Cobra died. Okay, we have this connection between snakes and lions, especially cobras and lions, because cobras, like lions, have a mane, right? They have something that surrounds their face. Also on Thursday, August 21st, Reggie, the lion dog, gets injured pretty badly. We didn't know if he could walk for a while. But like, so I have an injury to a lion dog, and I have a death to a cobra. We have this intense strength card energy. Let me show you the strength card again. Closing the jaws of the lion, right? We have this we have two Virgo moons. Virgo is the one that closes the jaws of the lion, right? King Cobra died right around this time. You know, he even kind of looked like lion-like, you know? Kind of, I was talking to my friend and she was like, yeah, he literally looks like a lion-snake mix. He surrounds himself with snake imagery. You know, it's weird. Okay. And he made wands, okay? Going back to this other card, this other fiery card, this Queen of Wands card, he literally made wands. That was one of the things he's known for fucking doing. And, okay, so a couple of days later, let me see, when was it? So Friday is the day that the news breaks of Cobra's death. And then Saturday, I pull this friggin', I do a reading for myself. I do a tarot reading for myself. Just to see what's up. And I get 3 wands cards. I think that's kind of weird. And you can see that there is, in fact, a symbolic connection between wands and fire in these pictures, right? This is from Prakaunik's Dragon deck. I love the Dragon deck. It's very gorgeous. It doesn't have the symbolic depth of the Rider-Waite deck. I know a lot of people who are very partial to the Marseille deck. I get it. People like different things. And then I'm looking around King Cobra's... This is one of the first videos I see. It's called Three Wands. All right, it's called fucking Three Wands. It's a King Cobra video from 3 weeks ago. That's a little weird. It's a little weird. And then, okay, I'm going to trigger some people with this. I get it. They're going to be like, you weren't a King Cobra fan. You weren't a real one. Like, look. We'll get into it. I don't even want to get emotional about it yet, but trust me, it's coming. I have a lot of emotion around this, so we'll get to that. But this is the video that broke the news to a lot of people, and it was, okay, there's a harp in the background and there's an eagle in the background, okay? Do you see why I'm mentioning it? Because the eagle is actually, I did forget to mention this one. The lyre, Vega, the star Vega, the bright star in the lyre, is one of its names is the falling vulture or the eagle. So you have two symbolic references to this lyre constellation in this one image. You have the harp. Harps are not that different than lyres, okay? They're not that freaking different. And then you have this eagle. It's like, okay, do you guys see what I'm saying here? Where it's like, this is like a very real, and there's no way that it's like, oh, people are just, they want you to think you're crazy, so you're seeing all these connections. No, this is just, I think this is just the way it works. I really think that this is just the way reality works, where you have these intertwined symbols, these symbol complexes, and they recur throughout the year, just kind of on their own. Scorpio eagle are associated, yeah. Scorpio eagle are also associated, but Scorpio doesn't, I haven't seen there's not a super neat entry point for Scorpio in this. Scorpio is more associated with like Taurus. The YN is an important archetype, says Deshaun Mustard, not a black guy. Hey, Duke Nasty. Whoa, mind blown. The YN is an important archetype. I don't know what the YN is. I don't know what you're talking about. The yes, no, like, it makes me a little crazy when people assume that I know what acronyms mean, and I'm just like screaming, like, I don't know what it fucking means. All right. So we made it. Okay, so this was a really rough video for a lot of people. And it still, to me, doesn't seem real. It really doesn't. It's just, even though, like, I don't know why they would fucking fake it. Like, I don't know if he killed himself. I really don't. I don't know him well enough to know if he killed himself. And it's one of those things that, like, we may never know, You kind of just have to let go of knowing, because chances are you will never know exactly what happened here. That's how I feel about it. Maybe not. Maybe it'll come out and it'll be clean, and someone will go to jail for poisoning him. Like, maybe. But it's just, this is rough. I feel like a dick just for leaving that video up, or that picture up for so long. This is my vibe right now. So trying to de-escalate it. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I have a lot of emotion around this King Cobra thing. I really do. Let's show some pictures here. Bam. All right. So, we're going to talk about this guy. Like I said, to me, King Cobra, he was kind of just like Eggy's weird streamer friend. I don't know. They were not even friends. I don't even think they knew each other. But I just associated him with like the egg chat. The egg chat loved him. That's how I really learned about King Cobra. And I think, like I said, I think it was like the first video I saw, I was like, this guy's kind of gross. Like, I don't really want to go down this rabbit hole. But I'm glad that I got to watch his videos, because I totally get why people love this guy. Like, I totally get it. And there's something so pure about him, and that's why I did like the goth nails and everything for this, because it was like, there was just like this purity to it, where he just loves what he is in a way that's so uncommon. I don't know. He's so grateful. The way he loved Ozzy, it's one of those things where it's like, I know a lot of people will say like idol worship and stuff like that, but I don't know, man. It's like there's a certain genuineness to that connection, you know? I mean, most people, when they see King Cobra, their first reaction is like, man, this is a weird looking fucking guy. A lot of people are like, he looks Chinese. My uncle said that he looks like the bad guy in Die Hard. I don't know about that, but he definitely, like, he's very, very British. He's so British that he's like a chink, you know what I mean? Like, I have that going on a little bit too, not gonna lie. But yeah, I also have I fucking love this. The Cobra Pepe. It's tragic, man. It's fucking tragic. So, yeah, the day Sun entered Virgo, that's the day that we all got the news about King Cobra. Also that day, Hurricane Erin hit the Jersey Shore. Like, Wildwood was like underwater. Like, yeah, it was bad. A lot of damage. A lot of people I know were affected by that. It's just crazy, you know. It's like one of those, like I say, it's like ripples in the Great Chain, where it just comes at all these different angles. I have my dog suddenly injured. Like, we don't know if he can walk again. 8 hours after the sun enters Virgo, the moon enters Virgo, and there's a new moon, right? So it went very Virgo, very fast. We have this rapidly approaching autumn, you know? Like, autumn really started for me August 1st. I noticed it August 1st. And this whole season, you know, it's just been very intensely autumn-like, you know? And autumn is associated with remembering. It's one of the reasons that spirits come around in autumn, because you have all of this collective consciousness of the past, you know? The spring is all about looking forward. Autumn is all about looking at the past. That Pepe rules. This is a cool Pepe. Yeah, it really is. I love it. These things should connect with the gematria numbers. I'm sure they do. But it's like, I hope that's helpful for people that like the following the chain of symbolic, all these symbols that just spontaneously occurred in my life, because I really do think that this is how it works, and this is a very helpful way to understand reality. Look into Froggy from Little Rascals, all grown up. Yeah, yeah, King Cobra is kind of like that. It's funny, JC. Cobes was gang stalked like Terry Davis, led to his demise. Is that true? Was he gang stalked? Yeah, so I do have, I have some videos. We're going to watch some King Cobra. The stream might crash. I'll make another stream if I have to, but it might come up again. So we're just going to dive right in. So, you know, it's hard to believe that he's dead. It really is. But I think, I was surprised to learn that he's a Harry Potter fan. He was really into the symbolism of the wand, so it makes sense that he would be a Harry Potter fan. You know, it's, the thing about, let me see if I can find this. I don't know where it went. The thing about Cobra is that, like, he was very real. He was very what he was. And so in Harry Potter, there's this veil, right, in this archway. Have you guys seen this before? You guys know this symbol at all? I'm curious if people know it. So, very gothy, right? Almost like fishnet. Almost reminiscent of fishnet, right? There's a gothy vibe here. I think that's somewhat incidental, but they're both very Saturnian things. So, in Harry Potter, in the 5th book, there's a scene that I totally forgot about, where basically Harry and his friends, they break into the wizarding CIA, and that's like, they call it the Department of Mysteries. So they break into the Department of Mysteries, and they're looking through all of the different, like, chambers. So it's like this strangely designed place all these different chambers, and things are like turning you around and pushing you in different directions. They come across a glass cage with like a hummingbird inside of it, and the hummingbird like hatches from an egg and like flies up and then ages and then dies and goes back into the egg. It's like they're seeing they're seeing time like behind glass, like the concept of time. Then they have like they have brains in like a tank that are floating around, and they represent like people's dreams and people's thoughts, and they're kind of like thought personified. And then they have this marble archway with this black veil on it. And basically, Harry and the gang find this marble archway inside of this chamber, and Harry and Luna Lovegood go up to the archway, and they're the two that can see the Thestrals. They're the two that can see death because they've seen it in real life. And they're looking around this archway, and Hermione's like, yeah, it's time to go now. And they're like, no, but there's voices coming from behind the veil. And Hermione's like, let's go, like right now, right? So Hermione's very uncomfortable with this, but Harry and Luna are somewhat more comfortable with it. The veil is death, right? So you learn later in the series, they never really explicitly say what the veil is, actually. But you are left to conclude that the veil is death itself. And the reason I bring this up is because there really are voices behind the veil. And you really can hear them. And it's not an evil thing. It's just the way it is. It's not channeling demons. Okay? There are voices from behind the veil. And I've already left this dude like a couple pinwheels as offerings. He loves his pinwheels. I think that that tradition of like leaving offerings for the dead, I'm about it, because from what I've seen, from what I've dreamed, the dead don't always leave right away, and they do kind of stick around for a little while. And I think a lot of it is almost a type of psychic shock where they can't comprehend that they're dead. That does happen. Like in The Sixth Sense, he actually says that exact thing in The Sixth Sense, and I'm so used to seeing it as like a metaphor for narcissism. But no, in a very real way, I think it's true that a lot of the souls of the dead, they don't really realize they're dead, but they're going through life and they're trying to kind of piece together what happened. That you would be surprised how often that happens, and I'm not sure why it happens. But it does seem to happen. I'm not making any claims that Cobra is like a ghost or anything like that. Harry Potter ruined Cob's life. Okay. I feel almost ashamed for you, SpiceBear. What? Kiwi Farms is like the CIA. Yeah. He wasn't gang stalked in as much as he was sent 90% alcoholic beverages. He was an alcoholic and he couldn't resist. The people who sent him that strong hooch should be held accountable. Okay, that's interesting. I really don't want to deny his agency, but at the same time, did he really die of alcohol? I don't think he did. I don't think alcohol killed him. Do you guys really think he died of alcohol? To me, that's not what it was, but I don't know. I could be wrong. King Cobra had mental disabilities, and people took advantage of his alcoholism and his lack of self-control. I think that's a wise interpretation. Spicy would be unstoppable with a Cobra wand. Yeah, man, I'm not going to lie. I want one of those 3 Cobra wands. I mean, obviously I do, but who wouldn't, you right? Like, he was... We're going to watch some Cobra. Okay. Obama called me. He said the gematria lines up. Okay, good to know. 444, justice and order. Yeah, 4 and 88. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of 44s and 88s lately. It's like, but that's the thing. It's like, sometimes you don't see them. It's not like you see them all the time. And it just stands out to you because you're seeing it constantly. You're seeing the same fucking number constantly. And if you really knew Josh Saunders, you'd have left him a couple cans of Duster as an offering. I don't even know what Duster is. I don't know him that well. That's why it's like, SpiceBear, you should have watched more Cobra. Well, we're gonna watch some King Cobra on this stream, so you can't complain. Cobes would be an add in an extra shot to his glass for his own passing. Yeah, I don't fuck with alcohol. I could give him like other shit, but I can't give him alcohol. Maybe for Halloween, but put up a Groiper AI Pepe. I think his teeth got to him. Sepsis. No, I'd probably no. That's the thing, Duke Nasty. Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people are saying like, oh, of course he died. He was an alcoholic, but like, I don't know. We'll see. His death's a tragedy. He was 34. He was fucking 34. That's too young for him to die. And it's like, I know a lot of alcoholics who make it till 90. So, I get it though. I get why people are saying like, it's because they gave him the booze and they knew he had no self-control. That's fucking terrible. Yeah, it's terrible. All right. Nick Fuentes should call in wearing his cat ears. Yeah, Nick, alcohol is poison. Yeah, obviously. All right, so let's start with the worst thing. Okay, here we go.
White magic.
I don't know shit. Let me know if you guys can hear this. I can't hear it at all.
White magic. I fuck with black magic. I fuck with black magic and demon magic and shit. I'll summon demons into my body for demonic powers and shit. Super dangerous, by the way.
We can hear it. Thank you, Giuseppe. You would also make a good mod. All right. Yeah, it was a short clip. It was just him saying that he does demon magic, that he does like black demon magic. But then if you watch that clip, and if you look up King Cobra Black Magic, you'll find it. It's like one of the first ones. But like, because I heard rumors that he did magic, and I was like, oh, that's just something I should look into if he really did do magic. So basically, yeah, the way he was talking though, it's like, do you really think that the devil himself, like Lucifer, Satan, that he's sitting in hell and he's like, man, am I grateful that I invented goth? Man, am I grateful that I invented, like, Satanism? Like, I don't think Satanism is the most evil thing that's going on right now. And I think a lot of Satanists are just very, like, misled. I think there's just based on like numbers, there's way more evil Christians than evil Satanists. And it's like, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're evil. So I'm having trouble thinking, but it's possible he fucked with demons. It's absolutely possible that he fucked with demons. Because that's a real thing. People don't know this. It's a real thing. You can fuck with demons. And they will fuck with you. He did magic, that's why they sacrificed him. I don't know about all that. Chill, Pentaguys. Alright, so Energy Saver is on. He was just so fucking cozy. Alright, let's get into this is some real shit. This is him talking some real shit.
Women are so goddamn catty towards each other. It's just honestly sad. Modern day feminism has taught women to hate each other, hate themselves, and hate men, and blame men for everything while still expecting men to pay for everything. Let me know how that works out for you. Women are noticing that they have an opportunity to have kids and they're being pressured to get married. And they're in their mid-30s and there's all this pressure, so they stop dating the bad boys, quote unquote. They're not bad boys, honey. They just treat you badly. Women sit there complaining about how every guy they date's an asshole. So I'm sitting here like, stop dating assholes.
I can't hear this at all, so.
Pretty self-explanatory. And I'm like, if you have to fix him, then he's probably not a good suit for you.
Alright, it's taking me out of it that I can't fucking hear it at all. Wasn't evil, he just liked the whole Black Sabbath Ozzy aesthetic, and part of that is talking about that kind of stuff. He liked magic more like Harry Potter than Aleister Crowley. Interesting.
I'm not telling you how to run your dating life, I'm just giving my 2 cents. No fucking woman wants to date a man who's constantly trying to fix her. That would drive women fucking insane. No one gives a shit about men's rights. It's all about women's rights, gay rights, black rights, everyone else's rights. But your rights, fuck you, you know? And I'm like, that's kind of unfair. Because I don't go out of I do not personally go out of my way to hate someone because they're gay or black or whatever. I could give a shit. You know? And it's like, I get blamed for all the nasty, negative, icky crap because guilty by association, you honky-ass white boy. And that's the truth of it. A lot of men are like, if you can't find a good woman at your side, you know, it's hard to find a good woman. And it's hard to find a good man. That's just how dating works. You're not going to find your diamond in the coal mine right away, man. You know? Your rose, so to speak, in a field of weeds. What it comes down to is dating is not that complicated. You just gotta focus on, like...
Alright, I don't know what part he's at, but... No, he's making some good points. Like, that's the thing. It's like, I formed, like, a genuine connection with King Cobra since starting to watch his videos, where it's like, oh my god, like, this guy... I love his vibe. There's something about eating on camera too that's like, we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get through this gender rant first.
Like people who like you and like who will treat you right and share similar interests. You know what I'm saying? You'll click a lot easier. And fellas, you need to man up and get some tactical soap. Because women like things that smell good, and tactical soap smells good. It's a no-brainer. Don't overthink it. But if you're in a sea of bullshit and toxic feminists who blame men for all their problems and then take no responsibility for their actions, let me ask the ladies this one. Would you sleep with a man who blamed women for everything and he slept with 100 chicks and he acts entitled to your vagina just because he's got a penis?
Let me just say real quick that I absolutely hate that I can't hear this too. I just haven't been able to get it to work. But I'm going to keep playing it.
You'd fucking call him a scumbag. You know what I'm saying, ladies? Come on. So, like, when modern-day feminism teaches women to act like that towards men, and then they bitch and scream and moan on TikTok because they can't find a good man while they're screaming, fuck the patriarchy, we don't need a man in our life. It's like, okay, well then you're going female MGTOW, do your thing, girl. I'm not here to judge. But when men go MGTOW, we get so much crap for it, dude. Like, no, the gender-based hypocrisy is so thick on both sides, it makes me want to fucking drink. Segway! Treat others the way you want to be treated. That's what it boils down to.
Alright. He blames feminism, but he blames feminism in a unique way. He's saying that feminism even makes women hate themselves, which is true. Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. It's hard to remember all the finer details when you don't have fucking audio. But, yeah, the way that he says that feminism makes women hate themselves. And that's a really good point. That's something that, like, doesn't come up a lot. And then he talks about how catty women are with each other. And that's something that I really, like, that's going to resonate with me. Because I've been treated like shit by a lot of women. And, like, it sucks, dude. It sucks. I'm not really like that. I don't really blame women, you know, for shit. I don't really I'm very patient. But, like, yeah, it's interesting. Because it's very true what he's saying about it is true with the men's rights thing, though, where it's like, there is a certain hypocrisy there that, here's the thing, though, they didn't put white men on the pedestal. And the people who are put on the pedestal, that's actually a way to like rob you, right? When the mainstream media is praising you and there's all these different movies about you and music and everything is you, it's like you're getting played, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, no, it's interesting stuff. Let's see what we got here. But yeah, he is kind of like, he's very lion-like. He has the same fucking forehead as my dog, where it's like, he's got like a wide, chinky English head. He has like a cross between a snake and a lion, right? It's like, it's crazy. It all kind of seems to connect. Yeah. And the way he could use silence, I really admire. Where he would just go quiet. He would just go quiet. I love that. I wish I could do that. I always feel like dead air, but King Cobra, no. I'm glad you guys like the gender clip, because to me that's some king shit. Let me see. Revel. Okay. I liked when he sang into his copper cup to make his vocals better. Interesting. I didn't know about that. That's so weird. I was just making sounds in like a copper cup. Not a cross between a fish and a monger. Yeah, that's another good one. Everybody's getting it. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. Like, sometimes it's just like, you need to be... I never really liked Ozzy or even looked twice at Ozzy, but sometimes you just need somebody who has like an inordinate amount of passion for something, and that will make you like look at that thing. You know what I mean? He was just he loved Ozzy in such a pure way. It was like awesome, you know? He loved that 90s aesthetic, and like, to me, that's homeboy shit. I'm sorry. But it is kind of like homeboy stuff where it's like, because I grew up in that. That was what it was, you know? Xena was not that far off, you know? These noon pass out streams had lots of silence. Because he was passed out drunk. No, I think he just... Well, okay, yeah, he was probably drunk. I'm sure he was definitely drunk. However, that takes a certain skill. You're not a real Cobra fan if you only started watching after he died. You're just on the grift. Okay, hi, Ecuador. You're just a grifter. You don't love Cobra. I really like King Cobra a lot. He helps me. He really does. Because he just owns it. You know, he just owns his shit. And that's, you know, I think that's why he chose the wand as his symbol in a big way. What else do we got here? Alright, I got one more about King Cobra for you. Oh, let me get rid of this. And just let me know if the audio is good so I don't have to be bugging out about it. But this is just some fucking chill.
The Wednesday Addams fucking...
I got that spoon. I got that spoon last night. Fuck yeah.
Raven's blood. Let's see how it tastes. Oh, look at that sexiness.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a baller Frosty. It's really good.
Like the Baconator first, but I'm like, nah, I'm gonna be a dick and eat dessert first. Oh, you too. No.
Alright, while he's taking that bite, let me handle this. No, you don't. You just started watching it because he's dead. I'm glad I found his videos. I don't think he had to die for me to find his videos. I already knew tons of people who loved King Cobra. And then I kind of like, I knew him as a weirdo, but I didn't really know him. I'm doing a King Cobra tribute because he's great. He's really great. And I want to do this. I was moved to do this. I have so much fucking content to make. Do you think that I need this? Do you think that I need to buy into trends? I don't. Okay? I'm doing this because I want to do it. I think that covers it.
That is so fucking killer frosty, dude. I want to
Oh,
pull.
God.
Oh, did I
Oh,
just do
God.
that? Seriously? Did I just pour the garlic
Oh,
butter into the
just
Wendy's
watching it
frosty like
drip.
a
Ew,
fucking
that's
nut
so fucking
job?
gross.
Kind of stir that around a little bit. You never know, maybe a little bit of garlic and sweetness. Mix it around. The Wendy's Wednesday frosty.
He had to die for you to watch these videos. No, he could have made a really good video and people could have been sending it around and I could have clicked it in a chat. I could have seen his videos fucking anywhere. I could have watched them on Twitter. I could have watched them on YouTube or TikTok, okay? He didn't have to die for me to talk about him, okay? If you want to... The reason why King Cobra is great, too, the reason why this stuff is great, is because this is content that you can react to on your stream. That's the way the internet does it, okay? I didn't invent it. That's the way it is for a reason, okay? Because people who are real ones are not copywritten, right? They don't have copyrights out on their shit taking you down for playing their videos, okay? There's a beauty to doing this kind of thing. If you have videos that you make and they don't suck, feel free to send them to me and I will show them on my stream. But most of you don't have fucking shit. So we're going to keep watching King Cobra eat this delicious fucking frosty and you're going to shut your fucking mouth. How about that?
Frosty action, like.
It is. It's a really good frosty. It's tasty.
Stir that around. Okay, let's see how.
I don't watch
Making bad
this stuff.
decisions.
I don't watch Wednesday. I think it's too like it's too trying to be what it is. You know what I mean? Like, you have these Mexican goth, like these quasi-Hispanic goths, and like, it's super dark.
Okay, I know you're all gonna think I'm just saying this, but like the garlic butter from Little Caesars, a little bit of that Wendy's Wednesday Addams Frosty shit. Honestly, it's not half bad. Like, I honestly fuck with that. There's like a saltiness, a greasiness, and a butteriness, and you get the creaminess of the Frosty, and like, it's a combo that's working for you, boy. Like, hold up one second. Oh my god. And then you get that, like, from the cherry, like, okay, hold on.
Yeah, that shit is so nasty. That is so fucking gross. I think, yeah, I mean, you're meant to learn something from this, right? Because King Cobra, he's such a phenomenon. He really is. Where it's like, this didn't exist for the boomers. This didn't exist for Gen X even, where you just have these bloggers, right? And he was kind of, I know he was a lol cow. Like, people loved to troll him and to put him down, and I'm sure that made him drink more. He probably didn't have a ton of self-esteem. I don't know. I don't think he killed himself. He might have, but I don't think he did. Garlic butter Trojan horse delivery will live in infamy. God, that's so fucking nasty. Oh, God. Did he put garlic butter in lots of stuff, or like just that? I was very curious. If you want to support the stream, buymeacoffee.com/SpiceBear. $50, I'll give you a natal reading, a birth chart reading. Okay, where I'll basically tell you what stands out to me in your birth chart. I'll send you a video. It's like 10 minutes long. You can see other ways to support the stream. And usually it's in the description box. I don't know if I remembered to put it in this time. But what really made him drink more were the free bottles being delivered to his door. Yeah, it's fucking tragic. And it's to the point where it's like, so like all of the people who are impacted by this, right? Like the TISM community, right? The autistic gamer, Sam Hyde watching, egg chat bros, right? Like, a lot of people are very impacted by this, and his death is a tragedy. You know, it's a tragedy. Don't lose sight of that. It's not like oh, it was bound to happen. It's like, no, it's a fucking tragedy, and I'm really sorry that happened to him. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievably sad. What really made him drink? Yeah, you gotta watch more food combos. Do I have anything else? I played the dating clip. We got through Raven's Blood. Yeah, just salute King Cobra. Man, I just feel like we lost a real one. I really do. I feel like he just, you know. And I'm sure there's shit I haven't seen. I know there's stuff that I haven't seen. But everything that I've seen from him, I've been like, man, like this guy just vibes, you know. It's just whatever Eggy was playing didn't capture my attention back then. But that doesn't mean that, you know. Obviously should have been under adult supervision. I don't know about that. I don't know if he was... I mean, adult supervision, that's so condescending to say it that way. People are very cruel. There's a lot of cruelty I can see, like, just in these comments. He would mix the worst kind of slop and eat it, yeah. Literally knows nada about the Kang of YouTube. I don't know what the fuck that face is that you keep making. It looks like you're getting pounded in the ass, if I had to guess, civility. Is that what's going on? Okay, just don't be in my chat when that happens, you know. You guys know how I feel about about the alphabet people. Making his own hooch, I mean, that's normal. I mean, that's not like a bad thing. That's actually kind of cool. That gives you an incentive to be sober in a way, because you have to get better at it. It was more of a surprise that he didn't die during his homemade mead era. Okay. Oh, that's right. He was making homemade mead. Oh my God, that's crazy. I know a lot of people who make homemade mead. Not like personally, but kind of personally. It's hard to explain. That's so like Rennie. Like that's such a Ren Fair thing. Should have been under adult supervision. I don't know about that. Now she thinks he's great. The fact that you think King Cobra associated with Sam at all, I never said that he did. I never said that King Cobra associated with Sam, but you fucking dipshit. The same people watch both of them, you fucking cunt. I need a mod, because that guy should get banned for being a fucking little twat. Fucking be a twat in my chat, asshole. Alright. Oh, he's probably jerking off now. So these people are so gross, okay? These people are so fucking filthy. But there is a real purity to King Cobra, man. There is like a purity to him. When he made his own hooch, he'd put like Skittles and cookies and shit in it and only ferment it for a week. Oh my God. Pounded by spicy that must burn. No, I genuinely want to connect with fans of King Cobra, if possible. I'm not saying I'm the realest and I was always a fan. I'm not lying about it. I'm saying, like, no, he's like fucking... It's a tragedy, man. He was asked multiple times if he would go on Fish Tank, so he was in a way. Yeah, I did see that. A lot of people asked if he would go on Fish Tank. I guess he decided he didn't need to, or he didn't want the hate, you know? There's a lot of hate that people get, so maybe he just didn't. I guess he got a lot of hatred, like, and I guess it actually worked on him, which is sad. Like, I wish that it hadn't worked on him, but I don't know. Maybe it's like I don't want to. We don't know what happens, and it's possible we never will. And I'm just waiting on the autopsy. Like, I just want to know. And I watch mad King Cobra videos now. I watch a lot of King Cobra now. Because he hits, man. He smacks. You literally just called. Well, I didn't. If I said King Cobra was a Sam Hyde Eggy fan, I didn't. No, I didn't. I said that the same fucking people who watch King Cobra watch Sam Hyde and Eggy. I'm not going to read your shit anymore because you're a piece of shit. You're just an evil fucking scumbag and no one needs you. He would never commit suicide. Yeah, he used to say fuck suicide. He used to say fuck suicide, apparently. No, of course not. Why would that work? Why would it fucking work? Ugh, I need a mod. I need a fucking mod. Get at me, TheSpiceBear@gmail.com, or you can, tweet at me on Twitter. TheSpiceBear on Twitter, SpiceBear on Instagram, Spice.bear on Instagram. Yeah. God, I need fucking mods, because these people are just so fucking bullshitty. SpiceBear eats kibble like a cat. I'm known to, yes. He has always said, fuck the trolls, they never got to him. Yeah, okay, thank you, Gringle, because his dad framed it like the trolls did get to him, though. I don't know if you watch that whole video where his dad's talking about, finding him dead, and he was like, my reaction right now is like fuck you to the trolls. And if his dad knew about the trolls, that is saying something. That it was able to get to him in some way. Kobe didn't like Sam. Okay, that's interesting. I don't get a suicide vibe from him. He was too uplifting. That's really the word for it. He was like uplifting. It's sad. I mean, like, and yeah, he had hard times where he drank too much. It's like, dude, like, I don't know. At least she's been honest about this from the start. Do you want me to not make a King Cobra stream when I feel moved to? Like, why don't you get out of your own asshole? That's how I feel about that. Like, you don't get to tell me what fucking videos I make. The Sam Hyde videos I do for views. Absolutely. Okay. We all know that I'm playing the system a little bit on that one, right? But like the King Cobra video I'm not doing for views. I'm doing it because I genuinely feel it. And the Sam Hyde is a witch video. I mean, that video slaps. It's a good video. People like it, But no, I legit wanted to talk. I knew I would get some of these fucking shitbags in the chat being like, you don't even know him. It's like, shut up, dude. Shut up. Like, it's because they don't understand, like, a genuine emotion. What else do I have to say here, man? Yeah, I thought it was weird. I don't know. I get a very weird vibe from this. And I also talked about all the weird synchronicities around his death, right? Like the end of Leo season, Leo connects to the lion, which connects to the serpent in a big way. And, he died. His name was King Cobra, and he died right after Leo season, right at the end of Leo season. And there was all this intense symbolism around Leo and intense symbolism around Virgo beginning. Virgo closes the jaws of the lion, I think. We have this double Virgo new moon coming up. It was a good video. Bite size is better for history. Thomas Baden Reese, I don't know who that is. Boglum Chronicles is probably better in general, but bite sizes come good long ones. James Donaldson needs to come back. Was he a Leo? No, he was an Aries. Oh, there was a thing that I posted on Twitter because here's the thing. The symbolism started jumping out at me right away because I had already had all this symbolism. And then for that to happen, I was just like, I was documenting it, to be honest. At first, I was just documenting it because I was like, this is so symbolically coherent and strange that I'm just going to write it down and like maybe talk about it in a stream sometime. And then I started watching his videos. I don't know if they were suggested to me or what happened, but I just started watching his videos. And then I was like, man, I like vibe with this guy. Like, I totally get where this guy's coming from. But yeah, there was some weird stuff where it was like when he died, the moon was in Leo, and the moon was in Leo when he was born as well. And there was another thing that when he died, because that morning when I first saw it and I was like, that's not real. He's not dead. There's no way King Cobra's dead. That was my first thought about it. And I put out the video last Friday with the talking about Adobe and people not wanting to support me because I'm using Adobe, as if that's any of their fucking business. And basically, after that, I learned that he really was dead. And I had this feeling that there was something going on with Mars. I was like, there's probably a Mercury-Mars sextile right now. I was correct. There was a Mercury-Mars sextile. And that is interestingly, so that was in the chart of the day that he died, the day that the news came out that he died. It was also in his birth chart. And it was a fiery Mars with an airy, or I'm reversing this. It was actually an airy Mars with a fiery Mercury, which is interesting. It's just something that I notice. Okay. This is stuff that, like, I don't know, but all of this symbolism, like, I want people, I'm a teacher, dude. Like, I'm teaching people how this fucking works. Died on the 34th week of the year. That's interesting, Gringle. CEO of Chairbugs was the best, though. I don't know what that is, Duke Nasty. Send that to me on, like, Telegram or some shit, or Instagram or whatever. Cobra predicted he'd die at 34. That's fucked up. Yeah, I heard that he lost his mom, too. That's hard. That's really hard. Adobe is industry standard. Thank you, Jimmy After Dark. Thank you. I'll check his numbers and let you know. Adobe is 666. My battery's like gonna die any fucking second now. Like any fucking second. Thank you guys for coming out. I'm gonna hit stop streaming and then it might actually stop streaming. It might not. Last time it didn't work so well. But yeah, I appreciate you guys coming out. Use the software you're most familiar with. Exactly. Yeah. That's why it's like, it's so insulting when people are like, I have an issue with Adobe, so you should not use it. It's like, this is industry fucking standard. Industry standard. All right. And I got real fired up about it. I got real hyped about this software. After Adobe changed to the subscription model, I can't get behind that shit. Yeah, it is annoying, but it's worth it. Adobe is the only program that has transcription. And you need that if you edit, which I do. Transcription helps so much when you edit videos. You don't even know. But yeah, okay, thank you guys. Leave a comment, hit the like button, follow me, subscribe. If you want to support, buymeacoffee.com/SpiceBear. $50 and I'll send you a 10-minute natal reading and you can ask me whatever questions you want. I'm pretty generous when people get readings. I'm pretty generous about it, but get at me, Thank you guys for coming out. Have a good weekend.